So your journey from B11 to Canary Wharf, what's the B11 connection?
So I was born...
Bearing in mind our viewers, predominantly Asian background, predominantly from certain localities in the West Midlands. And it's really inspiring to see a young man like yourself who's actually broke the mold and gone over the adversities and got to where you've got to. And I've personally followed your journey for many years now. There's been some highs, there's been some lows, there's been some very highs, there's been some very, very lows. So we're looking for inspiration from you today and some leadership for our elder viewers to pass on to their youth, and for our younger viewers to take inspiration from you and potentially follow in what you've done or what you've achieved. So your link to B11, the actual starting of your journey.
So I was born and bred in Sparbrook.
Okay.
I grew up in my father's footsteps, who was a local religious leader, a local mosque leader, and you know, growing up, I was prematurely born, so I always, you know, was born with this idea that, you know, I couldn't do anything physical.
Okay.
There was never any physical work or labor involved. Like, my dad wanted me to go to uni, have a degree, you know, have a comfortable life rather than, you know, go through the adversity that most people go through without education.
Which is what most parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think there's a lot of lessons I learned from my childhood, and I still look back at my roots and I think, okay, there's a lot that I can take away from it. I'm grateful for the upbringing I've had, because it's not been easy. My dad was didn't spoon feed me, didn't give me anything. You know, I worked everything and built something for myself, on my own. But my father gave me some certain skills, which was public speaking was one of them. From a very young age, he put me in front of stages, in front of the mosque, and speaking in front of thousands of people in different languages. And those communication skills then...
Would I be right in saying that you led Jummah at some point?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I didn't get that far just yet. I didn't get that far just yet. But again, there were speeches
but you were put on stage
competitions,
and you were public speaking at a very, very young age, which is very similar to what I've been through as well. And at that age, you don't realise how beneficial that's going to be.
Absolutely.
Later on in life, standing on stage, speaking in potentially Urdu language, which you don't understand fully yourself, and you're using all these big words. You know, but it does condition you, and it does help you for later things in life.
Absolutely, and and a lot of people think, okay, you know, you come from a business background, for example, or you might have taken over your family business, which wasn't normal for me. Like,
so what was the family business?
There was no family business. There's literally, my father was a scholar, and all my brothers or siblings did normal jobs.
Yes.
You know, I think only my sister went to university. No one else really went to uni. Okay. So there's high hopes from a young age to become this doctor or become this, you know, this financial accountant or any of those sorts. But my interests were in school.